Hey everybody, Rodman here. Thanks for tuning in to Starbound, a vanilla Let's Play tutorial series. So before I get going, I just want to go over some of the crew member mechanics. There are several types of crew members. There are 4 types of chemists. There is the blue, green, orange, and yellow, which provide jump, run, damage, or glow boosts. These boosts will be permanent when you're on the ship and temporary when you are off the ship. There's the engineer, which makes the ship travel faster, the janitor, who just looks busy, the mechanic, who increases the fuel efficiency by 10%, and with some diminishing returns for each additional mechanic that you get, a medic, which gives you a regeneration boost, permanent on the ship and temporary off the ship, outlaw or soldier, which is just combat support, and the tailor. So last episode, we took on Ixodoom, the first of the main bosses of the game, and I also got a bunch of crew members. So I've went ahead and renamed these crew members. So if I take a look at my sail, my crew report, we have Letherington, my outlaw. As you can see here, we've got, he's an outlaw, which means, of course, he is combat support. We've got Atron, he is a he is a mechanic, a manic mechanic maybe. He's a bit of a glitch, but he reduces our fuel usage when we travel. And then Autumn Sky, who is our tailor. She is busy creating awkward silences. Cool. All right, so taking a look at our equipment here, of course, we have all of the bandit gear, so we don't need to do any additional crafting. So now, it's more or less going to be main missions and finding some additional crew members. That is, I would say, first on the list. So, the Florin artifact has been fetched. I just need to go talk to Esther to confirm that we've got it, because I ended right before we actually had the chat with her, the important chat. And we've got Leth, my crew companion, follow me around. Nuru is going to give us a quest to become Gladiator Arena Tournament Champion. I can accept the quest, and talking to her again will have her teleport us there. But I'm going to skip that for now and talking to Esther. So, she says, of course, that we are a 1/6 of the way there, because we have one of the keys. So as you see in the door here, one of those keys has been placed, and she is going to give me a quest for the Holotl artifact, saying that they are generally around temperate stars, especially ocean ones. Now, I believe I've found Holotl planets in the past, but, you know, I'm just going to have to search again. Now, other things I need to do. Let's open up the bag for a matter manipulator module. And I am going to do a little bit of selling in the outpost here so that we can free up some space. So let's go to the teleshop. It's just a lot faster to warp up and then back down again. Taking a look, I don't have enough mana manipulator modules to do anything with them, so I won't be. Alright, so I set these items apart, confirming that I wasn't going to need them. Looks like this sword is not being used either. If you switch your weapons, as you can see here, you can see what is equipped ever. I don't want beehives. These throwing items aren't going to net me anything, so I'm not going to bother selling them. As you can see, my ingredients are filling up a little bit. Not too much, but I got to keep an eye on that, make sure it doesn't top up. Okay, so let's go check. I've got my mechanic following me around. That's actually not, well, I don't know. They can help fight, I guess, a little bit. Frog, you've got steampunk stuff. Alright, still not Wild West. So, let's go ahead and look for Holotl artifacts. That sounds like a good task. It also looks like my farm needs a bit of watering. I can do that now. Now, I'm definitely eager to get myself onto more dangerous planets so that I can acquire Durasteel and... let's see, what do I need? I need titanium, Durasteel, but that comes in due time. Titanium is going to be first before Durasteel, but that's sort of a long-term goal of mine. So currently we are on a gentle star. She said my best bet is to find an oceanic one. So these two systems here have oceanic stars, and it's going to cost me 90 fuel, not the standard 100, because, of course, of the crew benefit here, right? We've got Atron reducing my fuel usage. Now, taking a look back at the crew list, chemists, medics, engineers, they all would be very, very good for me to add as well. So I am always going to be on the lookout. So before I go here, let's go and empty out some of my storage. I'm just mostly worried about literally running out of room if we are taking a jaunt. So anything I can offload would be good. Now I am filling up pretty quick, and adding some additional storage capacity would not be a terrible idea. We have this entire back section of the ship now, but I'm not going to add the any capacity back there for storage just yet. I want to focus on other things. Also, it would help for me to get blueprints in order to build good storage, right? Because right now, the only storage I have... Well, this is tungsten bar. So this is holds 24 items. Mini fridge would be good to keep items fresh if I had a static cell and tungsten bars. You can get a full-size fridge though. But alright, let's go ahead and head down to a ocean world. Oops, I didn't mean to deploy mech. Let me beam back up. And just beam down. Alright, so we got some pineapples right off the bat. Now, ocean worlds tend to have subterranean ruins, or sub-ocean ruins. So as you can see here, there's really not a whole lot of land mass. So instead, we are going to drop to the deep ocean here. Now the other problem is, of course, I'm going to need my breathing EPP, which means I can't then use my light on my back. Now there's a lot of other ways to light yourself. One, of course, is the chemist benefit. You trying to stab me? Little fish. There's also kelp here. This kelp could be used to make things like sushi, which is a pretty good food source. Or rice cakes, stuff like that. And here is a little bit of a gold node. Now, as you can hear, the sound in the game is pretty subdued now that I'm deep underwater. And there's some coral creep. Coral creep's another useful ingredient. Now, a lot of the ingredients you're going to find deep under ocean here are a little bit more difficult to farm if you have the desire to farm it, because a lot of these crops, some of them you can't farm, and then others you can only farm if they're submerged in water, so they don't play nice with a traditional farm. I'm just traveling across the seafloor. Now, if I wanted to, I could turn on my my backpack light until I was very low on oxygen. That would be fine. Here's a reef pod and reef pod seed. Now, I could also travel across the surface. Down here, there's mostly going to be sort of ruins. It's possible to find some ruins that that you need to find for the quest down here. But probably I'm going to have a little bit more success surfacing and traveling across the surface of the planet. I just wanted to try my hand at the deep ocean. And also just to... Oh, here's a little bit of a facility. It's not the right one. But try my hand at exploring down here. So this... Here is a water lock. There we go. Oh, looky-loo. This is exactly what I'm looking for. As you can see, these are the clues that I need. Now, a little reminder, of course, if you take a look at the items that we're looking for, we've got the gong, the television, and the big ape bust. The big ape bust is, of course, apex apes, and the old television is for humans. So, we're probably not going to see any of that down here. But unlike my search for Florin, the ocean planets indeed had exactly what I was looking for. Which is to say, a colony. And I'll just scan everything, mostly out of interest. Here's how they're burying the dead in the underground. So, a lantern is a good scan point. So some of this is like old feudal Japan style architecture, and then other parts of it are going to be very like New Age Tokyo, and they're in stark contrast with one another. But again, scan everything if you want it. All right, that stuff's out of the shell of the area that I'm in. Ooh, that hurt. Maybe I shouldn't smash myself. And we got some of their posters. A upgrade module and some copper ore. Ornate lanterns. So some of the things that I'm picking up here, like the ornate lantern, I can always, maybe not here, but I can always put it down and scan as well. More posters. And what kind of ore was that? Ah, titanium. So I'm starting to get titanium now, which is great. This of course is because it's a temperate world, is a little bit more dangerous and challenging than the gentle worlds that we've been on so far. Which means that the type of resources that we're going to find gets expanded. And in this case is now titanium. Now some of this I'm obviously going to need to be outside to scan. But this is the sort of Tokyo nightclub I was referring to, right? It's not all feudal, old, ancient Japanese style. And there's also some quests, and I totally wouldn't mind picking up some additional companions if that's what this leads to. So, you want me to locate the Stony Ditch. Stony Ditch, you say? Well, I'll try to find it. It's pretty deep under the ocean. We just got a Automato. That actually might allow me to make some foods. Here's rice cakes. Now right now I just searched for the things I only have ingredients to. which then limits the list down to just whatever I have the reagents, rather than seeing the full recipe list, which is lengthy and not really applicable to what I can cook. There's a bookcase that I needed to search. There's a quest giver up here. And let's switch back to the locating artifacts. So we're about halfway. Here's the traditional gong that I need to grab. I don't know if I can grab this one. No, doesn't seem like it. I'm going to have to find another ruin. But as you can see, the objects that I just scanned gave me a huge amount of progress. He needs timber. Here you go. Deliver it to someone else. Yeah, I can't seem to. I think if I was to guess, I'm not sure, but if I was to guess, my guess would be that this village might be protected because it's deep under ocean. And any breach of the walls or back walls or anything would cause it to flood. But oh my god, I don't enjoy being the timber delivery errand boy. But fine. Quest's a quest. And there's your big helmet. Cool. Good for you. And you gave me titanium ore. Okay, no, that was worth it. Here's their big old generator. Some more of their more things to scan. I'm done scanning, actually. I just noticed. That was very, very quick. Now, the other thing to mention is just because I can go to the next boss doesn't mean I should, right? I haven't made myself a significant amount of the titanium armor, right? I haven't gotten weapons that are sort of the next tier, so to speak. So which means that the next boss, if I was to rush into it, could be my demise. And I'm not necessarily trying to go 100% perfect no death, but jumping the gun and fighting a boss that I'm dramatically ill prepared for would be a pretty certain way to get myself killed. Just some pixels, huh? Alright. So let's go and continue doing the quests that these guys wished for me to do. Possibly obtaining some additional glitch crew members. And also just searching the remaining storages because they do have a ton of titanium ore. And that saves me the effort of having to mine it up myself. Plus a ton of posters and, well, in this case, manipulator modules. Pressured beams. That was like construction beams. More of them. Some of these lanterns. And if you're wondering, yes, you are able to make your own sort of pressurized underwater town. This game pretty much allows you to build anything that you can see. You can, with the right scans and blueprints, more or less mimic whatever you want, which is very, very cool. So if you wanted to make a replica of this underwater Bioshock-esque Huatl, colony, you could. There's nothing stopping you. And here's, oh, what a beautiful little garden. Reminds him of the sun. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue the side quests that I've agreed to do. I believe this door would take... Yep, this door takes me out. And as you can see here is the sort of filtration system to vent out water. I can exit this way if I want. This would allow me to scan the posters, the signs, the sort of billboards that I skipped on my way in. So as far as titanium ore goes, how much of that do I have? 40? Oh, that's a pretty good amount. That was just from looting one town. Now, I'm not really going to be able to sprint underwater, which is unfortunate. My travel speed is much slower. It's too bad that I couldn't grab those gongs, but I can always be on the lookout for gongs later, because that's one of the collection items that you see in this list here. On the left, all of those are spoiler for a little museum that someone asks you to help curate later on. So it's going to be a while until I get the, oh, please collect a gong mission, but it does help to be on the lookout for it. Hi, Leth. Okay, so I'm looking for a stony ditch. Shouldn't be too far away. Usually town missions don't take you ridiculous distances. Did I pick any of the other up? No, I did not. I'm just setting the things I probably want to vend apart. So this sword is a 1, just shy of a 2.0 speed. Oh, here's the stony ditch with a bunch of hostels. Gotta be careful, of course, because they outnumber me, and I'm on a temperate planet. But that actually wasn't too bad, because, again, the very, very fast rate of fire blades that I have. Or rate of attack, I should say. So, yeah, I do want to sell this. This machine pistol I want to sell. Shotgun I want to sell. Molotovs. This is the Exodoom lore book, so I probably should keep that. Alright, Hikaru, here I come. Just looking at the food and what's going to spoil soon, and what is it? Very strange way to deep sea fish. Hello, Leth. Alright. Hikaru is in this complex. And yes, my companions are not helping me while I'm underwater. And yeah, there's some signs I didn't scan. But I'm actually done scanning Hlotl stuff, so... Alright. There we go. My reward bag is a shield. Shields, I personally haven't really found to be all that useful. Deliver this note. To Natsuki. Oh, she's in the bar. But I could demo them, and you can see your own mileage with them. Acquire a hanging basket from Natsuki. You know, you guys are like 50 feet apart. You could probably have managed this without me. And then deliver to Yuki. Oh, also in the club. Well, I go from Savior of the Galaxy to Delivery Boy. You know what? There seems to be a... I don't know if I can get to her. I'm gonna really have to Indiana Jones this, I think. Yeah, there we go. Word bag of throwing axes. Alright, let's see if any of these Hloddles want to join. I already have some human, some glitch. So it'd be really cool if I got one of them to join. Locate the entrance to the old ruins. Oh, that is a good lead to a gong, too, right? Ouch. So, thank you, whoever gave me that. Bye-bye, Atrun. Bye-bye, Leth. Might as well grab the coral creep. Sometimes the quest givers will give you quests that are pretty good leads. So here's a Seashell Shield. I suppose I could demo the shields, so let's do that. So if I hold the shield up, it can absorb a certain amount of damage. If I could get something to attack me. I generally find, as I was saying, that just out DPSing the opponents tends to be the, for me at least, the more effective method of success. But your mileage may differ. Okay, these shields are identical. They're worth something, though. I'll probably switch my sword board around. There we go. These ruins were not exactly close, were they? Now, if you do plan on feeding yourself primarily rice, like I might be doing until I actually start a colony, which is going to be much later in the game, kelp is just really, really helpful for you to get because the kelp is a cooking ingredient that is mostly used for rice. And it makes rice more nutritious and filling. So, just a heads up there. That if you are going to be a rice farmer, you might want to spend some time grabbing as much kelp as you think you'll need. Ooh, water balloons. Well, you know what? I don't really need them, but whatever. Alright, come on, ruins. Where are you? Atrun warped in. Well, guess what, Atrun? You're probably going to warp out pretty soon, because Glug glug. You're drowning. He is not happy about... Oh, there's some gold. Subterranean gold. I will take a second to grab that. 15 gold ore. That's pretty easy. I really should have thought about planting a flag. Now, I know I probably... Yeah, I don't have the correct materials for a flag, but it wouldn't be a bad idea for me to carry one with me everywhere I go. So that in the case that I find a village, I can teleport back to the village if I'm not escorting someone. Because I've traveled pretty far from the Halotl, the initial Halotl area, and it's obviously a lot faster to teleport back. Oh, some fancy pants. Hawaiian skirt. Nice. And pirate legs. And a bomb that I want to sell. I'm just going to delete some of these, like, water balloons and the like. Free up some space for potentially more useful stuff. I'm not so sure I would have signed up for this quest had I realized it was, well, to be honest, this far away. Now, another way to traverse the terrain a little bit faster could have been for me to... Well, there's a few ways. One, for me to get the Aquasphere tech. That allows you to skim over the surface of the ocean. And what you would do is you would skim over the surface of the ocean until your radar arrow was basically straight down, and then you would purposely just, like, sink, right? And you could get to these ruins a lot faster. Oh, hi there. So, they are... As you can see, it broke my shield pretty quickly. That's mostly the reason why I don't... I mean, shields... How to put this? I don't believe that having your attack, because obviously I go from 2 blades to 1, is worth having a little bit of shields like I did. These guys were doing pretty beastly damage, so I'm just going to cheese the fight a little bit and launch some rockets at them. In fact, one way to do this a little faster would be for me to drink some coffee. That way I get a little bit more energy and can fire a little bit more often. Because the real problem is that I'm not able to close the distance rapidly enough to prevent them from smushing me pretty considerably before I'm able to stab them like I could on land. And yes, they are just smart enough to stand there and let me bomb them for a bit. Alright, well, they're dead. They did drop a secret note. But I am going to search this ruin. Whoa, that's a lot of stuff. And also be on the lookout for a gong, which is likely to be found down here. So I'm not going to return back to the quest giver for a bit, but instead do some exploration. There's also stuff to scan down here, as this is also Halotl, right? But I already have my scans done for Esther Bright, so she doesn't really need to. She doesn't need me to scan anymore. I've sort of hit my scan capacity, or my scan requirement, or whatever you call it. At this rate, I'm never going to even need to mine up some, well, anything. Ooh, diamond pickaxe. I'm not going to even need to mine up any titanium. I'm just getting so much of it. Now, if you wanted to get out from under the ocean, a good way is to find like I just did, dig upwards and find a spot where you can excavate up. But of course, I dug up here to breach these chests, and yeah, now of course this whole cave that I made is going to flood. But I wouldn't advise you coming to the ocean without breathing equipment, because that's not going to work out for you all that well, but you could if you had to. And I got some raw fish. And any of the gongs down here aren't going to be owned, which is another nice little benefit, if I ever find any. And that model was one of the items that was worth a lot when I scanned it. It means a lot to Esther, I guess. Oh, this is really, really good. So this is a light augment. The light augment allows you to augment your breathing EPP for light. So I just placed that light augment into my breathing EPP, and now my breathing EPP produces light. That's super fortuitous. Ow. So now I don't even, my lantern stick isn't really all that necessary because I produce light. And that's that light augment was light 2 out of 3. They go up to 3 tier. Of course, 3 tier would be brighter than 2 tier, and my 2 tier that I found is brighter than 1 tier. It's a very good find. No complaint at all. I'm also getting a lot of modules, which I could then add to matter proc. So I'm going to do that. Now my matter manipulator will dig a slightly larger, rather than 2x2 hole, a 3x3 hole when I'm excavating. So as you see here, there's the 3x3 that you can see. Makes it a little bit more efficient. And then, as I said before, once you hit 4x4, 4x4 is really where it's at, because your character is... Oh, that's my first diamond, I believe. Your character is 4 pixels, or whatever you want to call it, tall. 4 tiles tall. So when you can mine a 4x4, you can travel a lot faster. You know, through mining tunnels and the like. Alright, so below me is very clearly mushroom biome. So there's not going to be any gongs or anything like that below my current location. So if I want to try to get a gong, which I was hoping to do, that's why I'm down here, I'm going to have to search up above me. Now I could dig into the mushroom biome and travel through it like this to try to get back up. Because as you can see here, it's not going to flood. I'm like under the ocean. Oop, there's the gong. That's literally what I wanted to find. And boom, gong is mine. Let's set the gong apart so I don't sell it. Or actually, I could just leave it here. And I'm going to check a few more of these crates, because I've been finding a lot of matter modules and upgrade modules and all that kind of stuff. I'll even take the Numi plushie for fun. Oops, I didn't mean to take the sign though. Trying to just maximize my spelunking profit here. Yep, there's another module. And I think these are the last crates I'm going to search. So it looks like I'm basically out of town. Alrighty. Now at this point, let's get back up to the surface so that I can teleport, because their colony was basically right underneath where my ship, let's call it, landed. Not really landed, but you know what I mean. So it'll be faster for me if I just go back to the ship, rather than swim the miles it was. But the light augment is quite nice. One last kelp. Alright. So I'm just going to hold spacebar down to swim up until the point where I can teleport. Can make myself up. There it is. Great. Let's put the gong away and smelt a whole lot of resources. So there's a ton of cotton here as well. Could you not block my... Oh, she's blocking it. I can't get to that last cotton. So smelting the bars. And the titanium bars are going to let me significantly upgrade a lot of the benches and infrastructure that I have here in the base, right? So I guess I need one more silver bar for the anvil. Some more glass, and that's Durasteel, so that's not going to be helpful. Here I need 25 string. I can get 22 string, so I'm going to need a little bit more plant fiber for the remaining string. I might have it in storage, but that's going to be something I have to be on the lookout for. But I can trade out my cotton. Here is Durasteel, so it's not going to be for a while. And here's more silver. So I do need some silver. Another way to get silver, of course, is to go to Ursa Mining. And I would say that's actually not a terrible idea, given that I have a ton, I have just loads and loads of pixels, currency, and not much to spend on. So instead of going on a mining expedition to try to find silver, I can just go ahead, and it's exorbitantly priced, right? It is really, really, really pricey, but I can go ahead and just buy, like, let's say buy, I needed, I don't know, buy 10. And I can go ahead and sell some of the items that I found. 6.7 at 2.5. Okay, that's better than this sword. Go ahead and sell. Yeah, I made about as much money as I lost here. I'm also building up a huge supply of random throwing weapons, which is a little strange. And make sure to keep the gong. That poultry was about to rot, so I figured I could sell it. Okay. Well, thank you, Ursa Miner, for allowing me to buy some silver. And then, you know, I can go over to... what needed silver? Oh, that needs a lot more. The wooden workbench, and upgrade it to the Industrial Workbench, which is the top tier one. As you can see, it no longer can be upgraded any further. This does automatically give me some new blueprints. So the Novakid storage locker is a pretty good storage capacity locker. And then, where else was I going to be? Oh, good. She moved off of the cotton. And doesn't hurt to do a little watering. So the anvil was the other one. So now we have a forge, and this forge is going to allow me to make outlaw chests, hat, and pants, which is the next tier of gear. As you can see, the ingredients are leather and silk. I've been collecting silk this whole time from my moth trap. And then leather, I have a little bit of. Oh, did I? Oh, this is just silk fiber. Yes, I'm going to need a little bit more string to complete this. So, let me have that be one of the last things I do. I'm going to try to, let's travel down to the surface and return this last side quest. Get a few plant fibers from the surface here for the string that I need. And then we'll be able to weave that silk fiber into silks and make ourselves the next tiered set of armor, which is a significant jump. Alright, so if memory serves, the town should be straight down, more or less. And of course, my travel arrow allows me to see these specifics. So my next big matter manipulator upgrade is probably going to be 22 modules from now, which is the 4x4. And then I'll go for power generator, the max power generator at 32. Optics allows you to mine out a further range from where you're standing, which I don't find as powerful as mining strength or size. Distance is just not as important. It does come into play every now and then, but I prefer personally to go for strength and size over range. And the expansion slots are for wire mode and paint mode, which is more useful when you're colonizing and building a base. And for me, in this series, as determined by voting, my colony is going to be a late game apocalyptic one, which I'm not going to be able to start until much later in the game, as I, at my current tech level, would not be able to survive a apocalyptic planet. It would most certainly kill me. Tiny spoiler, basically you unlock new planets through breathing EPP, and that means acquiring a certain amount of, titanium and durasteel and all that stuff. So it's not something that you're going to be able to have access to immediately. It's going to take a little bit of time, and you're going to need to improve your gear as well. So you can try to rush the main storyline, but again, as determined by voting, rushing the main storyline is not the goal of this series either. Reward bag was a decent one-hander. Not better, but decent. And you want me to bring you all sorts of crops. Okay. So she wanted sugar, beak seed, and wheat. I do have a little bit more space on my ship now because I've expanded my crew and expanded the ship size, so I might be able to accommodate her quest. And then she wants me to go kill some bandits or something. Go to a stony ditch. So what I'm going to do is let's get my weaving upgraded with the plant, some of the plant fibers that I got, and then I will continue Holotl crew member acquisition if I can. So for this, we just needed 3 more strings. And upgrading. And now this is going to be able to weave some silk and canvas out of cotton wool. A mannequin if I want to put on armor sets, synthetic material if I collected some poison, But I mostly did this so that I could make myself a better set of armor. So, the Outlaw chest is probably most bang for my buck. So I'll make one of those, and then I have to make some canvas for the hat and pants as well. So here's the chest. And my stats have gone up once again. And then I needed 2 canvas. I can only make one of them. The other canvas I will get once I harvest the cotton here. So let's make the pants next. And then the last piece I have exactly enough titanium for, and I'll just need cotton. Well, that's quite nice, I'd say. So taking a look at the next tier, the sewing machine is fully done. I do have dyes if I want to dye some stuff or whatnot, but that doesn't go up anymore. The forge table requires Durasteel. The forge requires Durasteel. The furnace requires Durasteel. This is totally done. The kitchen counter's done. The apothecary requires Durasteel. So pretty much everything is next tier Durasteel. And I haven't built a... Let's see. I haven't built a refinery, which produces raw pixels from ores, or the fossil station, which is collecting fossils for collections, which isn't really a focus of this series either. But, well, with that said, it was a pretty productive episode. I got all the scans done. I'm definitely going to do more side missions before I take on the next boss. I want to get stronger. But if you have any feedback for me, tips, tricks, anything like that, do drop me a line in the comments below. Thank you all so very much for watching. Catch you next episode. Farewell, friends.